Hi, I'm Chef Sean Kuylen. We're here in Orinjuak town. Everybody, when you talk about Orinjuak, what they talk about? Tacos. So we're here today to find out what makes this tacos so special. Dala tacos?
Dala tacos.
Thank you, ma'am. Everybody wants to know the secret about the tacos. What is it? Basically, it's corn tortillas, recado, and meat. So today we're going to go in the village of San Jose Palmar to find out the real authentic way to make this recado, tortilla, and all the special secret spices that goes along with it. So we're going to get this Annato, Achiote. Watch this technique. Isn't this wicked? Beautiful. That's good, so we could make some recado from this? Okay. So Miss Juanita is telling me that you need to take this and peel it and dry it in the sun for a month. And from there we're gonna make it into the recado as we know, with the grinding and adding of the spices. We're at the home of Miss Juanita Cáceres in San Jose Palmar village in Orinjuak district. We're trying to find out this secret about the Orinjuak tacos, you know, and even if I was to make it at home, or many families we're making stew chicken on Sunday, we hear about recado, and this is what we know is recado. We buy this at the store, and I already asked Miss Juanita, is this good, Miss Juanita? No, no sirve. ¿Por qué? This has fillers, this has masa. So Miss Juanita said, okay, throw that way. And we will go to the Annato or the Achiote and make recado.
Vamos a empezar desde el achiote.
Clavos, cloves. Recado is, it's as much as a Creole dish or condiment in Benque and San Ignacio. Of course, they use recado. Cumin, they love cumin in San Ignacio and Cayo district too. Oregano.
Orégano.
Besides recado, are there any other ways to use the Annato? Solo para recado?
Es medicina también.
Ajá.
Esto cuando uno sale de su casa, de su cuarto, viene del sol y baña, le salen unas lonchas grandes y entonces este se pone en esto se pone aquí y se pone un poco de agua y entonces con eso.
Again, we know to give you the recipe to here. If you want it, you have to come to Palmar. You sell venden?
Sí, lo vendo bastante.
And no more recipe, you have to come back and get it yourself.
Cebolla.
We put onion. In the Caribbean, this is called ruku. They know it as ruku, but they don't eat it like we, in our culture, like Mestizo culture, and so they use it just like as paint and for color. Yes. Okay, now we're gonna add vinegar. Sometimes it's optional to put vinegar, but vinegar will be more as a preservative. So, you know, family living in the United States, they want recado. So if you were to send this to your daughter or someone in the States or abroad or anywhere, you need to put the vinegar for acid as a preservative. This alone, you could tell from the garlic, the onions, the spices, this is a rich, like the French would call a sachet de épices. It's like just a flavorful amount of herbs. And already you just cook some pork and nice layer of fat in that with this. Already becoming so appetizing. So what do we do next with this?
Esto lo vamos a que se remoje bien. Entonces lo vamos a moler.
gonna grind it. This is already beautiful, by the way. I smell it. It's just amazing. So Annato, what is it, like peppery? Little, some people say like nutmeg. So slight background hint of spice. Do you put chile?
No.
So you don't have to put pepper, but that could be your preference later on. It's like when you're making a soup and you add salt and you reduce it, and then you can't subtract, so you don't want to put the pepper now, to your preference. So the next step now is naturally to grind the mixture of the herbs and the Annato. So we're going to use a corn mill, not a food processor. And if I turn this, you're going to see, so you see all them things will look like dirt, they come out. That's not dirt, that's black pepper that was ground for yesterday. So things like this has a lot of character. You don't even need to wash it with soap, right? And okay, I'll help you. As you can see, it's coming out there kind of coarse. So what Miss Juanita is saying, that you need to do it like 3 times to get to a consistency of a paste. I'll tell you one thing, the odor, the olor is so beautiful at this point. Especially when the garlic and the onion, and you hear the crackling of the black pepper. Do you make corn? You make dokuno? And you do the corn here for the tamal también? Everything. Look here. This is no water, you know. Sweat. Miss Juanita said, not done yet. Wrong 2 because it's too coarse. We need to do it again. Okay. Dale! Everybody, we see it a lot in the stores. This is, we buy cheese and we buy cheddar cheese. And cheddar cheese is yellow. Think about it. Cheese made from milk. Milk is naturally white. When you make cheddar cheese, it's white. We put Annato in it for coloring. Huh? So you make chicken, guisado. What do you make with this recado here at home?
Pollo.
Pollo?
Carne de cochino, res, caldo, tamales.
So naturally now, you see this is the first grind. This is the second grind. We're getting to a, if I touch it, remember the vinegar, to give it a little moisture. So we're gonna, by the third time, we're gonna get this consistency that we're looking for, the paste, you know. And as you can see with my hands, that brick red color, beautiful. Sigamos! I was asking Miss Juanita how we're gonna store this, the best way. I would naturally think about the refrigerator, but no, because it has the vinegar and salt is also a preserving agent and flavor. 3 grinds later, we have this. So what do we do now?
Pone sal.
Sal. To taste, I don't know, it's just put. And again, salt. I could emphasize, I have to emphasize, when you're cooking, you have to put salt. Salt extracts more flavor, and already I'm telling you, I'm smelling this garlic and onion, but salt will extract, and of course the white vinegar. Yes? I always see in cookbooks and TV shows, we talk about marinades and like ribs and in wet marinade, dry marinade. This is a perfect Belizean marinade for chicken, pork, beef, anything. That is it. Perfecto Torres.
Y si lo quiere,
Yes.
poquito así.
So you make, like how you see at the store, you make little portion, no? So you could save it for later.
Sí.
Again, we're in Orinjuak. The purpose of this, do we put this in tacos? Yes.
Le va a poner lava su pollo.
Ajá.
Y agarra un pedazo. Si es un pollo entero, pues le pone esto. Sí.
Okay.
No mucho, sí.
Okay.
Un poco chico.
This is highly concentrated. We don't need to.
Entonces lo deslíe, ¿no? Así, entonces se lo pone al pollo, que se cocine con ello, que hasta que quede suave, entonces
Okay.
ya está listo.
And then you shred it. shred it.
Les pica el pollo y...
Is this a secret to the orange wok tacos? El secreto? So orange wok tacos will have a lot of characteristics that make it unique to this area. The land, what you fed the chicken. And also, well, the number one reason is the Recado. Again, this has no fillers. It's just pure. That's why she said don't put a lot because it's highly concentrated. You don't need a lot of this. This is pure. Look at my hand. Concentrated Recado. Gracias, ma'am. Thank you so much. Okay, continuing on our journey of trying to decode this orange wok tacos. We already did the Recado, so now the other major ingredient is corn tortillas. I'm here with Miss Ilaria Cantun, and corn is the major staple of the Yucatec Maya kitchen and cuisine.
So the corn is the major staple food in the Maya Mestizo culture. They use it for almost everything.
Yes.
Okay, they use it in their daily meals. Eventually they get into the rice and flour and so, but before they only corn tortilla.
Do you still eat it a lot here?
Yes, we eat it a lot here, especially when we prepare special dishes like relleno, escabeche, chimole. We use it for panades and tacos, which is very popular. So they husk the corn like this, and then we thresh the corn to have the seeds. No?
And this is called what? Cal?
Cal, in
Cal.
Spanish, cal.
And this, what does this do?
This they take the first cover of the corn.
You
Got
wash
this,
it.
it peel the hard cover of the corn.
Okay.
Okay, so we have to mix this. They pour it in the
Okay.
pot. Well, this is usually more or less 1 quart, no? 2 pounds usually. And they use one little bit, not much.
Okay.
Like when we scoop like this for 1 quart of corn.
And do you know how they make this?
Well, I haven't seen it, but I heard that they use limestone with
Yes.
and
A lot of heat.
a lot of heat.
So this is,
So
if you're ever driving on the Hummingbird Highway, they have some villages around the Santa Marta area that they have, you see like an igloo.
Yes,
and a lot of wood, hundreds degrees of fire and heat, and then the limestone become
the cal.
cal.
You mix the cal with the water,
Water.
and then you pour it in. Color of the corn changes. Seka the cal, the lime.
Look at that, immediately it starts to release.
Yes, release the dirt, and so you take off all what you don't need. You throw it. You see, the color of the corn changes.
It got bright.
Bright yellow. That means all the skin of this will come off when you cook it on the fire. This you have to do it overnight.
Okay.
1 day before you use the corn for make a hat. Put it on the fire for about 30 minutes. So you know when make it boil, because if it boil, it will become overcooked,
Soft.
and we call it get posol. After 30 minutes, you check it, and then this will be the end product of it, and then we call this the Nixtamal.
Nixtamal.
No? You see, when you touch it, you
Oh,
do like
boy.
this, the thing come off. See,
Significantly softer than
than
the hard.
before. So
Wow.
this you have to wash it
Yes.
several times until it becomes clean.
Clean and it will. Softer, and I could see the process of the cal,
What they call it.
the white lime is. And this would, again, you can't do this without the assistance of that.
After washing it several times, it will become like this, clear. The corn will be white, or if it is yellow, it will be yellow.
The texture, no, it's not slimy anymore. It feels squeaky clean. So what do we do with this
Then
now?
after that, then we have to grind it now.
So we're gonna grind this
Ready
now.
for grind.
Okay. So after 5 washes or so, we have the Nixtamal. Next step, grind.
Grind it.
So we have 2 methods to grind this
Yes.
thing. We don't have an electric method.
No. For us,
No. Traditional.
traditional this.
And this is
Then
the-
we use this first traditionally,
Yes.
and we gradually went in.
Add salt.
Yes, some of us add salt, some of us just wet it like that.
The modern way of this, of course, is we have tortillas
Yes,
countrywide.
Countrywide. From
Every
wine.
culture in Belize eats tortilla now too.
Yes,
So they will have to do this process, but I'm assuming they have faster ways to do it.
Yes, the tortillas are faster ways because they use machines
Okay.
for grind.
This is just amazing, right? Because besides gaining muscles, I have a new respect for this process, Recado, corn. So can I try the metate? Okay. Brace yourself, right? You have to have your leverage. Now from Nixtamal, this is now masa. Versatile.
Yes.
Tamales, you use it for a lot of different
Yes,
applications.
tamales,
Panades,
panades, garnachas, when you make the tortillas.
garnaches, salbutes,
Salbutes.
just different
Fry
techniques.
tacos.
Fry, oh yes.
Now we're going to wet it.
And again,
Yeah.
salt is optional.
Yes, optional. Can you buy it from the mill, you know, got salt. So.
Yes. Which is good too, because again, the final product dictates if you want salt. Like if you're making chips, then you add salt to the end still yet. So
Yes, you add salt at
So
the
it-
end.
okay.
Make the tortillas.
So this is the plantain leaf.
Yes. We say when the old times they use plantain leaves instead of the plastic.
Yeah, plastic
But
bag.
nowadays we use plastic.
Okay. So can you
So-
demonstrate for me?
Okay, so you take more or less.
Mm-hmm.
Depends how big you want your tortilla.
Okay.
You want it big, you'll use more masa. Okay,
Okay.
and you
Look at that.
make your tortilla.
Right. I don't know if I could do that. And no oil.
No oil,
Nothing.
nothing. Alone corn. Only salt if you want to add.
Yes.
Then you add
Then,
it. Then
of
you
course, the comal
Kumal don't hot.
hot. Firewood.
Firewood
No
from
butane.
no butane.
It gives character, flavor, and seasoning. Tell me about this comal, man.
And this kamal is an
It looks
This
like a piece of a
is-
truck or something.
yes, it's the train rails. The
Okay.
train rails. My daddy brought it from way back there.
You see, this is
San Jose
this
Yalbac.
is from the train, and this is from a Bedford truck. You ever
Uh-huh.
pass through Orange Walk? You see all this sugarcane Bedford. This is the
Uh-huh.
spring
This is a unique piece.
from 1936.
From 1936
So
we
that
have
has
it.
character. That not a stick that they have on your fire
Nothing.
day and night.
As long as we have the proper firewood for it.
Yes. And also, can you show me how to do the tortilla? You put it on now?
And now you put the tortilla like this.
I heard this story a long time ago. If you left the tortilla and it started to bump on one side, you got it peck.
Uh-huh,
And peck the dog in my ear, right?
yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Perfecto. Look at that. No, I can do a tortilla, but it look like the map of another village. You know, look. I must say I've been having a great time here. I learned how to make the Recado from scratch from the Annato seed. And we learned how to make the masa, the corn, we wash it, we made tortillas. And we spoke about the traditional ways that you would use these things for the tortilla, for the taco, and then the Recado we do the pibil, we do stewed chicken or the meat for the tacos, no? If you know me, you know I do inspired Belizean cuisine. What that means is that I would take the same techniques and basic recipes from tradition and go off course a little bit, but still keeping to the element of our beautiful cuisine. I will do a fish pibil wrapped in a banana leaf with the same Recado that we made, but instead of putting it under the ground, I'm gonna crust it with a mountain of salt and bake it in an outdoor cast iron oven. After we finish, we're gonna crack it and reveal the fish pibil. Here I have a black snapper, a yellowtail, and a mutton snapper. The mutton snapper looks like the biggest one to me, so what I'm gonna do is now season it as you would ordinarily. Put it on a banana leaf. We smoked it on fire, just as you would. I have some chile molido to give a little bit of pepper and spice. Black pepper, salt, you know, always. Remember, we made the Recado. Now this Recado, I don't need to explain that it is highly concentrated. All it needs a little bit, and we put it in some water, make the paste. And remember, this morning we had this, it has salt, garlic, oregano, cloves, cumin. I mean, you have a lot of love already. I can't really do anything more to it. You just have to introduce it to Mr. Fish here, and it's clear. So what I can do now is make a little bit of like a garlic and butter. Chop some garlic here. Every time you make a flavored butter, you call it a compound butter, which can be anything from parsley, garlic. Today, naturally, we're going to make an Annato or Achiote butter. So you could use some soft butter. I'm going to put some Annato. And there, that's a one simple recipe already. That is Annato butter. And if you even want to give it some more flavor, you could always add a little bit of cilantro. Here it is. So, back to the fish. Same pibil application. Marinate the fish in the Recado, no? Not too much because this is highly concentrated. Again, I put some salt and pepper, and remember, this had salt and pepper already. And finally, because we're going to bake this, we could put the compound butter, the Annato cilantro garlic butter, put it on top. What happens? When you bake it, the butter will melt and create this just an amazing sauce. I have a little bit of orange, just for acid. Usually people put white wine, but we're in a village, we don't need white wine here. We have nice acid and orange. We're gonna wrap it up like you would a tamal. So we're gonna see you later, but take a little break. And we're gonna put it here on a little pan. So we have the fish. There's nothing more I could do to this fish to give flavor, man. The banana leaf, the smoky, the Recado, the butter, the garlic, the sweet pepper, the onion. I could take this and bake this now. It would just be a regular baked fish. But in the spirit of trying to call it a fish pibil, which in Maya means to bury, we have to cover this with, you could use earth or something, but we don't want no dirt in our fish. So what I'm gonna do is take a whole, lots of salt. You could take a whole bag of salt. Remember now, not feel like you say that too much salt or you catch pressure like you eat pigtail or something. It's not a problem because you have a barrier. So what I'm gonna do is I could add some egg whites. So yes, egg whites and salt. That's the binder, that's the glue. Now, I will take this and put it across the fish. What am I doing? It's creating a little oven within an oven. Mr. Sabel was kind enough to lend us this amazing fogon and oven. So I'll have you do it for me, please.
Okay. Okay, you're welcome at my kitchen.
Oh yes, this is Miss Juanita's daughter. Yes, so now we have the heat from the bottom, so we need to make an oven, we need heat from all around, so we're gonna put
The top.
the top. I would say 35 minutes we're gonna come back and check the fish. So now we have the fish in that amazing oven over there. So what I'm gonna do is take this achiote, not a lot, olive oil, and I'm simply gonna cook this down to make a Annato oil. Put this on the fire and have it cook gently for like 15-20 minutes, and then we're gonna strain it and make the Annato oil. Remember now we made the tortilla already, and I ground the corn, we have that ready. That's in the leg. We're gonna make an aioli. And what is an aioli? It's simply a garlicky mayonnaise. But we're not gonna use mayonnaise store-bought. We're gonna make our own mayonnaise. Remember earlier we put some egg whites on the salt and made that pibil? So I have the egg yolks now and I don't want to throw it away. So I have to make something out of that, right? We have the egg yolks here. Add it to the garlic and simply whisk it. You could also do this in a blender. Always, you have to season. Salt. Remember the chile molido? Chile molido is grounded smoked pepper from the village too. Black pepper. Now, always you could add some acid, lime juice. So now we need to stream some oil in there. Remember the oil? Little at a time, you know why? Because if you put too much, it won't bind. And if it have problems with it binding, what they call break, you could always add emulsifiers. What is an emulsifier? Something to help it. So in this case, I'm going to use some mustard, some Dijon mustard, or French mustard, yeah. It will give body taste, but also it will help it to bind into what we know as mayonnaise. Cut the fish. I will cook the fish in some Annato oil as well. So we have fried the fish now. In the Annato oil. We have our hot tortillas, the aioli that we made. I'm gonna put some on the tortilla. So here we're gonna make the slaw, whole church slaw. So it's my version of a whole church. This is jicama, nice and julienne carrots, red onions, because we're trying to make a whole church, it will take some acid. Put the orange, and we have some lime juice here already squeezed, and you could just imagine, no, that fish loves lime, so that's a good thing. Meanwhile, we have that there. Turn the fish, fresh tortillas, aioli sauce, fish cooked in Annato oil. We're gonna top it with the slaw, the whole church, with extra cabbage, onions, grouper taco, garlic aioli, fresh homemade tortillas, and jicama slaw. Miss Isabel, you think that thing done?
I think it's good.
You're sure now? Okay then, Miss Isabel, I trust you. If not, we have to lower the fire. Aha, mira eso. It looks brown, yes. However, remember I have a whole lot of salt in it. We're gonna break it and see what's inside. Fish pibil. And there you have fish in sea salt crusty bill, tortillas from scratch that we made, and the fish taco, the Annato aioli, the jicama slaw. Thanks to Miss Juanita and Miss Elaria who made the tortillas and the recado, and the warm hospitality in the beautiful village of San Jose Nuevo Palmar, even the rooster happy. And I mean, I had an amazing time, and I cannot wait to visit the next village and bring inspired Belizean cuisine to you. I hope you enjoy.